Welcome back, ladies and gentlefolk, and well, I thought today what I'd do, we've been putting up a little bit of Sniper Elite Resistance on the channel lately, and I thought today I would do a beginner's guide. Now, if you're brand new to the Sniper Elite franchise, this will be very beneficial. If you played a few before, especially 4 and 5, not a lot has changed, so this might not be the video for you. Without further ado, let's do it! If you're like me and you're used to playing lots and lots of shooters and action games, you're running around and you just absolutely obliterate anything that moves, then this is a change of pace for you. You've got to think about Sniper Elite as a stealth game. You're on your own, you're up against it, you've got lots of enemies around the place, and you've got to be smart in how you navigate the map. And most times you're going to turn up on a map and you're not going to know a thing about it, you don't know the layout or anything. So it's important that you understand that this is a much slower game, and you have to take your time, and that's the most important thing. Take your time, don't be in any rush to get from point A to point B to the mission objectives or anything. You've got to do your due diligence on the map as you navigate through. And I think one of the main tools that you're going to use is the binoculars. The binoculars are going to be your friend a lot of the time, and that's what I encourage you to do. First, as soon as you get into a new map, a new mission, or a new part of the map, is pull out your binoculars and have a good look around and see what you're dealing with, what the layout of the land is, figure out maybe a route that you're going to take, have a look at where the enemies are and where all the different objects in the world are, and start marking those objects. Now, I say use your binoculars. I encourage you to use your binoculars because if you use your sniper rifle, there is the chance that somebody is going to see the glint from your sniper scope and they'll identify you. So always use your binoculars, get into the habit of doing this. It's pretty much what I do a lot of the time, and it probably frustrates a few of you when my playthroughs, but I really take your time. The mission you're seeing now, it took me about 30 minutes, and I really only cleared this immediate area by looking through the binoculars, marking people, and just taking them out one by one. Now, one of the things that I think is key for you to do is play with headphones, as opposed to maybe just the speaker on the TV or whatever, or a pair of desktop speakers. Play with headphones. The footstep audio in this game is excellent, and a lot of the time I have been able to get out of trouble or figure out where the enemy is coming from, as you're about to see, by using headphones and listening to the footsteps as they approach. I can tell where they are, what kind of direction they're coming from, etc. So I highly encourage you, if you've got a set of headphones, stick them on. It'll make a huge difference. Even when I don't know where enemies are, I can actually hear that they're close by, and then I can use the mini-map to try and figure out where they are. Okay, so one of the things that I encourage you to do very early, as soon as you can, is put a suppressor on your weapons. Now, if you're not sure how to do that, we're at the main screen here. You can either find a workbench, and the workbench are usually weapon specific, i.e. they'll either be a pistol, rifle, or an SMG workbench. Or you can come to this screen here and go to Loadout and Customization, and then click into your loadout there. And then you'll see on the right hand side there's a customization option on each of these weapons. So click into that and then head down to the muzzle category, and if you have a suppressor or you've just earned one, put it on straight away. Now it's as you can see there, for the Maxin 1910 suppressor that I've got on my Berthier, it says it's quieter. It doesn't totally reduce the noise, and I'm sure as we go through, some of these suppressors will significantly quieter, you can see there. But it doesn't eliminate it. But the thing here is you want to stay off the map as much as possible, and so if you're a reasonable distance away, the enemies won't hear you shoot your gun. So make sure you're putting a suppressor on. You will note that, for instance, on my SMG, I haven't got a suppressor open yet, and there's a number of things that you have to do to be able to unlock various various attachments, and it does give a description as you scroll down through there how to do that. And so you just need to be aware of that as you go. Now, obviously I've missed one on the dead drop mission, so I'm going to go back and find that SMG bench so I can unlock a couple of attachments. Very important part of the game is sound masking, and you'll get various things around the map that you can actually break or sabotage, and they'll make a loud noise. And when they do, if you shoot your gun, you're not going to be detected. As you can see here, the bells from the church are ringing, and I'm using that to my advantage to take out a number of enemies and not be detected. So there's another method. If you're not aware of that, use that to your advantage. There are trucks and all kinds of stuff around the map, generators, all kinds of stuff that you can either shoot or walk up to them and sabotage, and they will give you an advantage, and you need every advantage you can when you're playing this game. As you do your detection with your binoculars, you're going to identify a number of things, including these towers that have a speaker icon next to them. Now, those are alarms, so you need to take those out, but don't go running in and try and take them out before you've kind of cleared the area. If you can do it safely, by all means, just walk up to them, cut the wires. You'll need to find a set of bolt cutters to do this, and you should find that in most maps at the very start. If you have a good look around, you should find them in the starting area. Go up and take them out. There's other ones with buttons, you can try shooting those, but be aware if you do stir it up, if you are detected, there are certain enemies that will have a bell icon above their head, and they will trigger the alarm. So if you do see one of those enemies, shoot him before he gets the alarm. Otherwise, you're going to get reinforcements up the wazoo, and life is just going to become a lot harder. Now, being able to read the minimap is an absolute key skill you're going to need for this game. Now, there are 3 different colours to pay attention to, but the main thing up on the minimap is the circles. You'll see little circles on the map, and if you're not detected, if you're completely stealthy, these circles will be white, and that means these are enemies. These indicate enemies, and they're roaming around in your vicinity. So it's a good indication to know when enemies are around. If it turns yellow, it means they've heard you, and they're actively looking for you on the map, and so you need to stay undetected for a period of time, and that should then turn back to white. And then the third one, and the one you never want to see but you will see occasionally, is a whole lot of red circles on the map, which means they know you're around, they know that you've been detected, and they're actively coming after you to kill you. And yeah, that's the worst case scenario. Now, it will move through over a period of time from red to yellow to white if you wait long enough, and that's what I encourage you. If the map goes red, run away and hide. There's no penalty for running away and hide. In fact, that's part of the game mechanic, is that you get far enough distance and hide so that you're undetected, and over a period of time you might have to sit in a corner for a bit, but eventually the thing will become all clear, and you're good to go. You're good to get back into the action and continue your stealthiness around the map. So the very last thing I want to talk to you about is the skill tree. Now, we're back on the main menu here, as you can see, and I want to show you where the skill tree is. It's accessible in the menus too when you're playing the game, but I usually don't interrupt my play by adding skill points when I'm in a campaign or a mission. I usually come back between missions and spend my skill points. So go back down to loadout and customization, and you go you get this screen, and you can see campaign skills down there. Click on that, and then there's 3 different trees that you can choose from. There's the combat tree, the equipment tree, and the body tree. And so this will determine kind of some of the buffs and how your character gets stronger over time, depending on what you choose to use here. I've gone body here for more health, and maybe that's a good idea when you're first starting out. The focus range and maintaining and getting health regen sooner. But again, have a good look through these. and spend your points wisely depending on how you are playing the game. Very important. Don't just put points anywhere. Really sit through these and read them and see what they give you, and it will help you a lot. You're really struggling in the game. One of the things you can do, if you go into the options and you go into accessibility, you can actually change your recoil. So that might help you just, you know, be on target a little bit more often. You can of course change your HUD and whatnot. There's lots of stuff in here, so don't be scared to come into the options and just see what it offers, and see if you can do some changes in here just to help your gameplay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for today's beginner guide for a Sniper Elite Resistance. I hope it's useful. If it is, I always love to hear from you if I've helped you with a game, so make some comments down below. A like rating is always appreciated. It helps us grow, and we'll catch you next time on Gaming for XP. See ya.